My name is Chaya Sarah and I'm a Haredi Jew. Ask me any question that you'd like. Today we will be discussing the theory of the Big Bang and how it is viewed in Judaism, and the Big Bang versus creationism in Judaism. To begin, we will be assessing the book of Genesis, Psukim 1 through 5, meaning verses 1 through 5. However, the most important of these 5 verses are verses 4 and 5. And God saw the light and that it was good. And God separated between the light and the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And it was evening and then morning, one day. As it is plainly written, a day is defined in the 5th pasuk, or the 5th verse, as a span of time in which there is darkness and then there is light. A day has always been defined in Jewish scriptures as a span of 24 hours of darkness and then light. If it were indeed that the universe was billions of years old, then God simply would have said that and would not have used the word yom in Hebrew, which in all biblical texts in the Torah describes a 24-hour period of a night and then day. Therefore, the Jewish view is that the world was indeed created in 6 days, and on the 7th day it was completed. Through the verses 6 to 28, we see the creation of different entities such as man, beasts, fowl, sea creatures, and so on. In the verses, the Psukim 8, 13, 19, 23, and 31, it is reiterated with each day of creation that a day is once again a period of darkness and then light. Therefore, the most clear message here is what a day exactly is, what it consists of, and the number of days that the creation occurred in. However, there are some minority opinions that state that because the luminaries, meaning the sun and the moon, were not created until the 4th day, the state of darkness and light could have been existential and therefore could have lasted longer than 24 hours because solar hours had not yet existed at that point. Now, this minority opinion allows the notion that the universe itself could be much older than what was traditionally thought up until the 4th day of creation. Also, another minority opinion that the number we currently have for the age of the universe, which is 5784, is actually only measuring the time that man was created. However, the general stance is that if this were the case, the word would not be yom, and it wouldn't be used all throughout the Jewish scriptures as defining a 24-hour period of darkness and then light. Furthermore, other people look at the fact that a day is clearly defined, and although the luminaries did not exist, the concept of a day was clearly described and then later defined, thereby proving that the world was created in 6 days. So if this was the case, why is there a sector of secular society that truly believes that the universe is billions of years old? First, let us discuss how the age of the universe is scientifically calculated. The typical way that people theorize how we should calculate the age of the universe is through the stretching of wavelengths measured as they expand from deep space and reach the Earth. The primary way that they calculate this is by using the Hubble telescope. There are theoretical equations or formulas, if you will, used to determine how long it would take to unstretch those waves, and therefore scientists deem those number of years give us insight to the age of the universe itself. Astrophysicist and Orthodox Jew Dr. Gerald Schroeder explains that essentially it is impossible to determine the age of the universe at the point of the creation itself, because there is no real reliable way to look back, as he says, at those wavelengths and to measure the stretchiness of each wavelength while space is rapidly expanding at an astounding pace. Dr. Gerald Schroeder has taken the estimated number of the universe and the world, which is between 14 billion to 900 billion years, although the number I have is rounded. He took the exact number, which he divided into the other, and that number equaled out to the amount of hours that are in 6 days. He feels that the expansion factor is often neglected in equations and calculations of different physicists. He holds that once they are factored in, the amount of time that it initially took for the creation or beginning of the universe came out to exactly 6 days. So although this gives us insight as to what the age of the universe is, what was there prior to the universe? The Jewish view is as clear as day that there was one God and one God only. Surprisingly or unsurprisingly, science is supporting the quote-unquote God theory, which it calls the initial singularity. The Ramban, who lived in 1195 CE, stated that at the beginning of time itself, what became the universe was as small as a grain of mustard seed. Small, dense matter that was contained within itself, while the universe was permeated with the Spirit of God, or a mysterious energy as described by physicist Dr. Brian Cox. Unfathomable, unobtainable, incomprehensible, and greater than us. This energy initiated the creation of the universe, the tangible and the intangible world itself. The initial singularity, as scientists refer to it, is what we Jews have simply called Hashem for thousands of years. I hope you found this to be interesting, and thank you for joining me. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.